Every year, when you think of a flagship phone, most people look at Samsung and Apple. And although Huawei gets a lot of press, bad press, they do make damn good phones. This is the Huawei P20, and it's like the forgotten little brother of the three-eyed sideshow attraction known as the P20 Pro. But that doesn't mean this beauty shouldn't be given its due. It has the same exact high silicon 970 processor as the P20 Pro, but is limited to only a still acceptable 4GB of RAM. I would have loved to see microSD card support like last year's P10, but Huawei removed it. Still, 128GB of storage as a base model is better than 32 or 64 at least. And this being a Huawei phone means that we are back to EMUI. It's a rather clean skin of Android I've grown accustomed to over the years, and I personally think it's one of the better ones on the market. We're also running Android 8.1, which means at least currently, we're as up to date as possible. You know, the performance on the P20 is quite good. This is, after all, Huawei's highest end chip for the year, and their competition to Qualcomm's Snapdragon 845 phones in 2018. All the games and apps I've tossed at it, it handled well. I wouldn't say it's the fastest flagship I've used, but it definitely is worthy of a flagship title. It's a pleasure using this phone. I also really like the build quality. It just feels nice to hold, even though it's a very glossy phone with both the back glass and the metal frame around it. The color palette and the design of this back is unique where you can't see the fingerprints in most angles. It's quite nice for a change. There's also a bottom firing speaker which emits average audio quality. I'm not too sure how I feel about the glossy metal frame. It reminds me a lot of holding the old iPod videos. It's just a little too smooth. You also got a notch just like about everyone else this year. Many hate it, I personally don't care either way. It doesn't bother me, although there is no real use for this particular notch. It only has a front camera, no front flash, and the earpiece occupying the space. Eventually, more apps will utilize the extra real estate, but for now, there really is no additional function to it on Android. You can, of course, turn it back into a full black bar across the top if you would like that. Things like watching videos on the P20's 1080p 18.7:9 aspect ratio don't really benefit much from having a notch. It's a decent screen to use, but nothing to write home about. It isn't as sharp as I think it should be, to be honest. The color reproduction isn't as good as I've seen in this price point, and it just doesn't beat out competitors. Simple as that. It doesn't mean that the display on the P20 is bad though, it just isn't a feature I would brag about when pitching this phone. The fingerprint scanner on the front of the phone is top notch, however, every bit as fast and accurate as the best of the best flagships. I'm also pretty happy with the face scanner. It's fast and I would like to say accurate, although I haven't ran too many tests on it. I did the picture thing and it didn't unlock, so that's a good sign at least. Battery life is also good. On an average use of this massive 3400 mAh battery, I tortured the screen on time to about 7 hours, and the P20 was on for about 13 to 14 hours of that. That's solid battery life and easily 2 days for a majority of folks out there. And although the P20's camera will always be in the shadow of the P20 Pro, it itself is a terrific shooter. Low light is where this dual lens combo, where one is 12 megapixels and the other is 20 megapixels, really stands out. It's a big improvement to me, at least from the P10's camera, which was already a decent shooter. I am very happy with the photo quality here and the ease of use with both the automatic and the pro mode of the shooter. I do have to mention that the camera app launches a little slower than I like at times, and I hope that's easily fixed with an update. So yes, I would definitely say check out the P20. It's a gorgeous phone in appearance, still looks business oriented unlike many of the phones in the market right now, so it's a really solid, well-rounded phone. It won't blow you away with anything, but it won't let you down on anything as well, and that is a win in my book.
If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the bell button below so that you don't miss a single video in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!